You didn't just try. You were.
It is 6 o'clock. This is the Historical Preservation Committee, February 21st, 2024. Chairman Kaler is not here, excused absence. You are here? Okay. You want to run it, Gus?
We never get remotes.
Gus, you want to run the meeting?
Nope, you should run the meeting.
Okay. Gus Kaler is present. B is not here? Okay. She is excused?
She's excused absent.
Okay. All right. Item number 1 on the agenda is consider approving minutes from the previous meeting.
Motion.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the previous meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Minutes are approved. Continued discussion and updates on the placement of and schedule and future nominations. That would be for the signs around town. My first comment would be, are all the signs up and installed?
You're referring to,
Yes and no.
sorry.
Explain, please.
All the signs are up with the exception of we never did the Andrew Lawrence sign because we never came up with a picture for him.
Oh,
And the other sign that is up that was never dedicated is the Clifford Tiny Krieger sign. His family was made aware, both his children were made aware of its placement and were asked for a date, and they never came back to us. So I don't know what's holding that up, but when it gets a little warmer, I will remind them that we are waiting for their dates.
okay, so we're kind of leaving the 2 remaining signs in your capable hands, and you'll report that at the next meeting?
I hope so.
Okay. Okay, further discussion, we're accepting nominations for more signs, and what's the criteria for that, or what, are we advertising? Elizabeth, do you have a comment on that?
I'm trying to remember what. Yeah, and I think that the criteria is not currently living, having been a Merrill resident, someone that you make a pitch is historically significant. But I think that was the sole criteria, and I think we accept up to 6 nominations.
We have 3 in the folder right now.
Oh, we do?
Okay. And do we have a deadline for those, or is it a running? I think we gave people.
April 1st.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Well, we have.
We have at least one more in the hopper, Mr. Chair. I was asked by the fire chief if the mayor or I could nominate Adler Talbot, the Secrets Oath. So he's another one out there. And then I was going to make a push yet on the Merrill Historical page on Facebook. And I'm also in the hopper for doing Up North at 4. Again, on WJFW, we did get a lot of recognition when we did the initial rollout and went on that program. A lot of people commented on how wonderful it was.
Okay, shall we put on the agenda for next meeting what the nominees are and discussion of the nominees?
If we're going to hold out till April, I think that's a safe item to put on the agenda.
Okay. And you're going to handle the agenda item, Gus?
I'll work with the clerk on this, yes.
Okay, all right. I also have an idea, too, for nominations, and price is $15. Is that correct for nomination?
20.
20.
20? Okay.
$20.
Yeah. Okay.
And you just pay it at the treasurer's window, and then I get the copy of the application.
Okay. Well, let's spread the word. April 1st is the deadline. That's not that far away. Any other discussion on that subject? Okay. Very successful program. We're getting a lot of publicity for it. So, and Gus, you mentioned about Channel 12. We're doing some more promotion for that. Are you planning to contact them or some other promotions that we could do?
Yes, I'll reach out to them for sure because they expressed interest in bringing us back. And then I'll see if any other TV stations want to give us a little PR before our deadline. So,
Okay. You and I did Channel 12 last year, but, I would welcome any committee members to drive up to Rhinelander or whatever and do the presentations or, local radio. So, great. Any other comments on that subject? Okay, moving on. Consider and approve the sign for Normal Park. Who's the point person on that?
Well, that's a good question. The person who was creating the text, of course, was Donald Litzer. And I was in contact with Tammy from Premier, the sign making company, and she sent me an estimate for one of these storyboard type signs because we'd talked about having a sign in front of the old American Legion building as well. And way back in October, I think, she sent an estimate, just looking to see if I still have it, because we ended up not having any meetings between then, between then and now. So I don't know if their estimate is still going to be good, although I would imagine it's relatively close. Here, I'm pulling it up. 1 second. I get their logo. And the real question, see if I can pull up her estimate. The real question is going to be whether we have any funds available for this, because the signs are about $1,300 a piece.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say about 1,200, so 1,300.
Yeah, it's a little bit more. I think went up from the 1,200 because of all of the right, the inflation stuff, and really they're looking at about $1,300. So the question is, and did we already approve? Well, we didn't approve the sign for Normal Park. We approved the investigation into it. That sign, like the Legion sign, the text is available, the photographs are available, the maps are available. The question is, do we have the money?
Okay, well, yeah. As I recall, we had some money in our fund for this committee, and I also recall that our finance director mentioned that some of those funds are being removed to cover the budget, and I don't know the status of the funds available to the Historical Preservation Society. Does anyone have any knowledge of that?
you're correct. There was a balance in our budget, and it was rated by the finance director to balance her budget, and so, or the city budget, if you will. And so we just have to investigate what was put in the budget for 2024.
I'm not aware of any monies going into the budget for 2024.
So,
Would surprise me.
So I do have the quote, and it was updated on February 21st of this year. And of course, updated is never good, right? It was, it's the quote at this time, and that's now within, this particular time period is $1,400 per sign.
Does that include installation and complete?
And she says, department name.
I can't really see Premier involved in installation also. Who's been putting in the other ones?
I think
Park Department?
yes.
Gus, do you know if the Park Department does installation?
Before my time, but that would make sense.
Yeah, because I think the most recent one done was the one in behind the T.B. Scott Library for the Three Arch Bridge, and that one I believe was put in by the Parks Department as well.
Okay, so a couple things we need to verify is installation by the Park Department, and then we have to find out how much is left in our non-lapsing fund, if anything. Number one, we'll have to know if we're covering existing commitments, I guess, and I don't know how we would, we're past budget, I don't know how we would get extra funds.
So are you looking for a motion to approve the signs contingent upon the funding being available as assigned by the city to this committee?
We could certainly do that, but I don't think the funds are there personally.
But if we do make that motion, and the clerk may have an answer on this, if we make that motion approving it contingent upon the availability of funding, then when funding does become available, the approval would kick in automatically, would it not? Or would we have to bring it back?
Yes.
Okay,
It would kick
No,
in.
it should approve.
Right. So I'm thinking if we approve it now, as soon as we have money, we can, without waiting for another meeting, we could initiate the process and get it going. And if the funding isn't, there's never a guarantee on it. If it doesn't come available, well, we wait. We're in the same place we're in right now. But if it does come available, we don't have to delay any further. We can get those projects started. And, I don't know that it matters which order they go in. It's just a question of,
No.
you got to get enough money for two if you're going to do two. So
and the other one being the American Legion.
one would be in front of the
So we
American,
have
the
two,
old,
okay.
correct, the old
Yes.
American Legion building, right?
Bill, do you have any comments on this, or?
No, I would second her motion
Okay.
if nobody else did. I guess I don't want to slow it down at all, so I think your motion kind of takes care of that we want to move forward with it ASAP. So I'm in agreement on that. I don't want to see it fall by the wayside, so to speak, and not get done
I will-
because,
I will
some,
volunteer to touch base with the new finance director. I'm thinking that our budget this year for those two signs and the historic street signs will be about $3,500 to see what we've got in the past, what's available for us in the future, and potentially if we can get any money from the cable franchise fee, which is used to market Merrill and show how wonderful Merrill is, and that's what these signs are all about.
Okay, and would you check with the park department too about installation?
Will do.
Okay. So are you comfortable with the motion we want to propose?
Do you need me to
Lori?
reword it, Lori?
Do you want
I understand the motion of seconds, and that they sound good to me.
Do you want an amount? Or you just want to leave it as upon availability of funding?
We're approving the two signs.
So it'd be $2,800
Yes.
approximately?
There-
Right.
thereabouts.
Gus is going to
Yep.
confirm the amounts.
Okay.
Right.
And,
I will seek $3,400 funding
Okay.
for all the signs.
Perfect.
okay, you're comfortable with that, Lori?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the two signs. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed?
I
Okay, that passes unanimously.
Thank you.
I just might want to add that I am going to propose a sign for the Veterans Memorial down at St. Francis Cemetery to be identical to the signs we just approved. However, I'm going to seek donations for that. Okay, so, but it still should go through this committee to be, so we're all uniform in our signage.
Great. Sounds like a good plan.
Also might mention, I want to probably propose a sign to be by the Veterans Memorial. I don't know exactly what it's going to say, but rather than have it for a person, could we just call it Veterans Drive or something like that? Or would we have to have a person's name on it?
This is one of the blue signs that we put on top of the street signs that you're proposing?
Yeah, the sign between Golden Harvest and the body shop.
Yeah.
That street there. So, Gus, can
So
you?
without straying too much off the agenda, I do think that Pearl Street is one of the pearls that we have, that if we would change that street name entirely, we could do that because it wouldn't affect any postal customers.
Correct?
So, if and when we decide to make a move to change Pearl Street, if we do, I think that's something we need to tread lightly and make sure we have a very proper name attached to it, whether it's a person or a group or whatever it may be.
Okay, we'll bring that up in a future meeting. And attached to the Memorial Street signs, so. And I'll be the point person on that one.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay, good job. Moving on. Update on his virtual historic building tour. Haley Saval is not present. Anyone have any updates on that? Nathan, yeah, okay.
Gus, just so you know, this is Nathan Meyer, 3rd District Alderman. So I did talk with Hallie today. She had her and I can't remember the other lady's name, but they have 4 homes that said that that they would like us to go through and do the virtual tour. It is something that we're probably looking later spring and getting that done. So that's about the only updates we really have. There haven't been too much. Another email chain will go out to the rest of the 17 homes to see if anyone else wants to do it. And then after that, we'll go from there. So.
Okay. Do you anticipate any more support needed from this committee?
I think the only support I would like to see from probably our chair, Gus, so another task for you probably, is to just let my boss know, because I have a chain of command I have to follow, and I'm sure he's going to want student involvement involved with that, which I would like to see too. So it takes longer in order to get a student to actually help with any events at all. It takes about a month worth of planning for them to just flake out 2 hours before. But I would like to still give that leadway to them, and if it comes down to myself or my coworker Draco Fink getting that done, we've already we've known this is coming down the pipe, so we knew this was going to happen. So, Gus, if you could reach out to Aaron Svischek or have Mayor Haas do that, I'm sure that would be greatly appreciated through my chain of command.
Okay.
And we'll discuss that again next meeting on the agenda. Okay, great.
I'm sure we will.
It's kind of a standing item.
Okay. That pretty much concludes the item for agenda, but being unorthodox as I am, I'd like to open it up for, we haven't met for quite some time, any
can't,
other
Steve.
things?
Steve,
We
it's
can't
not
do
on.
it?
No, it's not
Can't
on the
do it?
agenda.
Okay.
Nope. Sorry.
Well,
Unorthodox guy or not,
Nope.
the agenda remains orthodox.
that being said, date and time of next meeting, scheduled for Wednesday, March 20th at 6 p.m. Is everyone in agreement with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let that stand. Public comment.
You can make a public comment, but they can't respond.
Right.
No, I've been emasculated. I'm not going to make a public comment.
Just following protocol.
Last call for public comment. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have motion and second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye, opposed.
Aye.
We are adjourned.